welcome everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome back to a brand new series here on the channel. I am very happy to be playing this game. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. Here we are in Manor. Now, this is an early access game currently. As you can see down here in the corner, this is early access 0.7.955. Done by Slavic Magic. Slavic Magic is a one developer indie studio, and they have created a absolute gem of a game. I have been playing this game, on my own, kind of just to get the general understanding of the mechanics and how things work and everything. It is gorgeous, and I love it. I'm still playing around with the game volumes and everything, so if this first episode may have the volumes a little off, that's okay. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I do have a map that I have already loaded into, but if we go over to new game, this is kind of the layout and everything. I believe there is the eventual thing of what you can do. Yeah, it's work in progress, but you'll be able to load your own coat of arms in the future, which is crazy awesome. You can add a custom texture. You can save coat of arms, but again, a lot of this is a work in progress, which is totally fine. You're able to choose your colors. You're able to choose your portraits. The portraits aren't really an important thing at the moment in the game. They don't really do anything other than probably just note what your character looks like, even though that doesn't really translate to the world. Obviously, we have a bunch of different emblems that you can choose from. I guess that eventually there will be the possibility of adding more emblems to the game. There's different textures and everything up here. It's just crazy awesome. And then we also have, if we continue, we have 3 game modes on one early access map at the moment. So at the moment, it's basically you have the single map, and then your start locations are random, as well as your starting resources are random as well. Not only in terms of what is available in the region that you control, but also whether or not it is a rich deposit. Now, there's Rise to Prosperity, which basically is fulfill all the requirements of your citizens, plan, rule your medieval town as you see fit without worrying about the combat, victory conditions, reach the large town settlement level. After that, you may choose to continue in the endless mode, which is pretty awesome. Restoring the peace adds basically all of that, except you have to deal with bandit camps and also the Baron of the game so far. So far, there's only two basically enemies, so to speak. There's the bandits, which are constant. They respawn after a certain amount of time, and you have to go take care of them. And then you also have on the edge. Basically, from what I understand, I haven't played this one. It's basically the hardened mode of this guy, and this is just amped up. Survive all the attacks and reach large town settlement level. I'm assuming you're just basically constantly barraged by bandits and raiders and everything, which is just crazy. But like I said, we have a map already queued up, and we're going to go ahead and get started. It is totally fine if you want to re-roll maps in order to make sure that your starting conditions are wonderful and awesome. And here we are in early March. We're going to go ahead and pause kind of our beginning little settlement here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that light bloom and everything, guys. So obviously we can zoom out, and this is where we are on the starting map down here. We control Eknanhua. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But we can actually go ahead and change, our settings here. So if you're not following along with this game has been a development project for about 7 years, which is nuts. I have known about this game for the last 3 years, and it just dropped back on April 26th in early access. There's still a lot that the developer wants to add to the game. If you're not familiar, there is a Discord for this game and everything. And this game, I kid you not, was favorited and on a wish list from like 3 million people on Steam, myself included. This game is awesome. So it is a city builder, but it's also got an aspect of you're able to raise armies with your population. An aspect that I don't really recall being in video games before, and at least in a lot of the city builders before. You know, you have obviously a lot of awesome city builders like, you know, SimCity, City Skylines, you know, so on. But then you also have elements of this game that are very much Total War-esque, and that comes from the army conscriptment pack, you know, aspect of that. You're building an army, and you're using your populations, which is something that isn't or hasn't really been implemented in a lot in the past. So basically, the more people you have, the larger your armies and everything, and the better your economy, of course. You know, it's just so well done, and the fact that you can get down to ground level, like quite literally ground level. Oh my god! Obviously, we're away from our town right now, and this is kind of our starting character, but you know, it's not really conducive to anything at the moment. It is such a well-involved game that I just love it. I love it. So, first couple things. Obviously, right now we have access to actually all the starting resources in the game. We have access to a rich deposit of clay, which is awesome. We have a rich deposit of stone. We have some iron deposits out here. We have berries pretty close by to our starting camp, which is awesome. We have wild animals out here, which is awesome. It's not a rich deposit, but that's okay. And then we have what are known as the King's Roads. We cannot build directly off of these. They are part of what the king of the region has, or what the king of the land has basically developed. And we can connect to them, but we can't build directly off of them. So that's something important to note. We also have a lot of areas of forest that we can, you know, do and everything. I think I'm going to try to clear out this forested region up here. We also got quite a bit of topography here, which is awesome. Yeah, the land is just gorgeous. If we look at our surrounding areas, though, you know, we have quite a few areas. We actually have a bandit camp right off the bat out here, which we'll have to be, you know, conscientious of. I wonder if there's anything good out here. I mean, there's a rich berry deposit out here. There's clay. There's wild animals. Maybe we look at, you know, potentially conquering this area once we got everything settled over here first. This might be an area that we look at, which would be pretty awesome. Yeah, there's just so much good things. So many good things. Voice a little croaky. I'll have some coffee. That's good. Oh, that's a little bit better. Awesome. So yeah, it's a gorgeous game. We obviously have the Baron Hildebold von Benerut. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but that's okay. And then we have outlaws, which are basically just the bandits that respawn every so often. Good stuff. What's over here? This is so cool. I love this game. Sorry, I've spent the last like 9.5, almost 10 minutes just talking about this and not even playing it, but oh, it's gorgeous. Anyways, let's get down to beginning to plan our town. So, obviously up here we have this big, massive toolbar, and there's still things that I am learning. So we have unassigned versus assigned families. So unlike Banished, or Farthest Frontier, which if you're not played Farthest Frontier, there's a lot of aspects in Farthest Frontier that are actually carried over from that to this in terms of the mechanics. Ostriv is also another one that has been, I've not played it, but I've seen gameplay of it, and I can definitely see where people are coming from when there's a lot of elements of Ostriv in this game as well. But unlike Banished and Farthest Frontier, where it's one person per job, it's actually not 5 individuals, it's 5 families. Now, what's interesting is that the families can consist of 1 member, they can consist of 2, maybe even 3 or more members kind of deal, which is pretty interesting. And then so we have unassigned. Families without an assignment will work on construction, including guiding the ox to transport. We have our ox here. Viet, I believe, sounds almost Russian. Or something of that nature. God, the music in this, I love it, I love it, I love it. So we have a hitching post here, which provided we get enough planks, we can turn it into a small stable, and then we can get an additional stable space for another animal, which is great. You'll find that oxes are massively important early on. Our current approval rating is 50%, which is kind of the generic setup for this. Controls over population growth and morale and militia. This is not the same as public order. Approval rating is basically the approval of what you've been doing for the town. Public order is something else entirely. And in fact, if you're familiar with any Total War game, especially a lot of later ones, they work very similar mechanics to public order. Obviously, this is our livestock over here, as well as pasture space, which is great. That's good to know. We currently have just one space. Stable space, as well as just 1 oxen, which is great. We'll definitely improve that. This is a very useful tab right here. Well, a lot of it's useful. We have a number of months before supplies runs out. Every burgage plot, burgage in this case is house, but they are known as burgages, consumes 1 food and 1 firewood per month. Fuel is consumed in the winter. The fuel consumption in the winter is doubled. So if, say, you have 5 houses and you have, they're consuming 1 firewood per month, generically, then they're going to consume 2 firewood in the wintertime. Additionally, some workplaces consume 1 fuel per month as well. Obviously, we're not making any fuel at the moment. We're not doing any firewood or anything like that. But we do have 8 months worth of food left, which is something that we're going to be, conscientious of. So we have 5 families. We have a 10 total starting population. So we have level 1 families. We have 5 families, 8 adults, 2 children, which is great. And then we have regional wealth. Regional wealth, as far as I know, and this is something I'm still learning, it is not the same as the treasury. At least I don't think it is. Regional wealth, you have a lot of things that you can buy with this. You can buy improvements for your burgages, which we'll go over. There are also, you could buy additional things like oxes and everything. I have found that buying an additional ox when you have the space very early on is massively helpful. Especially for when you're getting going. You want to get going kind of, progressively quickly. And so having that extra ox is actually going to be very beneficial. We have construction over here. We have food. We have fuel. The food aspect with the burgages is very similar to Farthest Frontier. It's also very similar to Anno. Any Anno games, basically, where in order to upgrade the burgage plots, you need certain resources for your people in order to upgrade them, so which we'll get to. All right, let's finally get to planning out our stuff. We have construction here. We have gathering resources, which we'll get to in a moment. We have mining. We have logistics, which logistics is actually pretty important to consider, i.e. granaries, storehouses. We also have hitching posts and whatnot. We have residential, which there's a lot of residential stuff. Taverns, wood churches, which we can upgrade. There's corpse pits, marketplaces. We'll go over marketplaces eventually, wells, and whatever else. Currently, right now in the early access, you can only access this tab over here when doing the construction. There's army. There's the map. But yeah, when you open the construction tab, there's the overlay here. This, we can go underground water. There's a lot of underground water paths, which is excellent to know. There's some coming up through the forest here, a little bit through here. A lot over here kind of deal. Now, we also have fertility of some of the different plants that we grow. Emmer, which I believe is wheat in this game. There's a lot of fertility. This is actually really, really good. There's a lot of really good fertility. Not so much here, but a lot of everywhere else. This is something to consider. Flax. There's not really a lot of areas that are good for flax at the moment. It's hard to tell in this forested area over here. It doesn't really look it. There's a lot down here, but there's also hunting over here kind of deal. So that's something to consider. There's a lot up here that we could do. Barley. Barley is pretty scarce. Barley is used to actually make ales. So that is something for us to consider. There's a big swath right in here that we could do. It's not the biggest fertility options there. But then rye, there's actually some really good stuff right in here, which is great. Green is good, and then, you get progressively worse and worse over time. I am still learning farming. That is something to be, conscientious of. But let's go ahead and start planning out our town here. So we have this big forested area up here. I think what I want to do is I want to go ahead and plan out where I want my logging camp. Now, logging camps are the ones that fell timber. And I think what we'll go ahead and do is we'll put kind of our forested industry right over here to start with. Now, we do have some starting resources that we gain access to very early on. We have 14 timber at the moment. This takes up 2. And we're going to go ahead and set this on very high priority at the moment because we want to get this going in order to be able to get more timber. Because right now, for all what we need to build, it is not going to be enough. We're going to go ahead and put a berry plot down here. Rotate that a little bit, and we're going to try to put this in an area where it doesn't consume a whole lot. I'm going to put that on pause for right now. And then we don't need a log cutter's lawn or woodcutter's lodge just yet, but we will eventually. I do want to get a saw pit going in this area as well. Right near the logging camp, I think will be good. If we put it right there. Now, the thing to note is that the storage for timber is currently the logging camps, and they do have a capacity, I believe it's of like 28 or 30 or something like that. So what's going to be nice is for us to build a secondary logging camp at some point, and then that secondary logging camp will act as storage, and then we only need one of them to actually work, which is kind of nice. For right now, that is what we'll do. And then what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to start laying out roads. Kind of something like that. And what's really nice is that they're just built automatically, which I kind of like. We don't need our settlers to do their thing. I do have the berries here, which we're going to do kind of just a nice little curved road right there. I like it. Now, we need we need to figure out our town a little bit here. And we're not going to go huge, but we are going to go ahead and do kind of a nice little... We're going to do a roundabout setup to begin with. And if I can figure out how to do curvature... no, I don't like that. There we go. Nice little roundabout area here. And what's going to be really nice is that this will kind of be our starting area location. There we go. Kind of a leading into the road there. So roads are actually really, really useful because what we want is we want there to be ability to have not only walking areas, but we also want the ability to have the usage of hand carts. And we want to make sure that they're going to strategic locations and everything else. I think we're going to just concern ourselves with berries at the moment, and we're going to go ahead and begin... Let's see, what do we want to do here? I think what we'll do is we'll get... We'll get some storage up here, maybe, for some stuff pretty close by. And we'll go to logistics now. I think we'll put the granary there. And then we will put the storehouse for right now. I guess there. We can move it. I think that is our layout for right now. And then houses. Houses are actually pretty darn cool. Yeah, like look what we can do there. Crazy. Now, obviously right now we don't have enough timber. And we can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, which is what we would need. And all of them will have spaces for extra additions, which is great. For right now, I'm not going to... Well, I guess what I can do is I can do 1. Yeah, we'll let that kind of be organic like that, kind of going around this little starter area here. Okay, we'll pause those for right now. Those will be our first 2. And do we need anything else to start? Oh yeah, we need a well. Right. Ooh, perfect. We have a spot that we can put right... Yeah, you know what? We'll put it right in here. Kind of in the middle of town, and then this little area here will be for our market setup, which markets we'll talk about in just a little bit. But I think this will be a nice little center of town kind of aspect, kind of bustling and whatever else, which will be awesome. Let's go ahead and hit play. And now the people are going to get to work. We're going to go ahead and pause those for right now. We're actually going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Oh, this is amazing. Look at this. Our ox is going to go ahead and start carrying over the first bit of timber. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is cool. I love this. Come on, people. Get to work. Just look at the details here, okay? People are all going to go over. They're going to work on getting the logging camp going. Are you bringing that to the logging camp, or are you bringing that to the planks? I believe you're bringing it to the logging camp. Yes. And the people are tilling the land here. Oh, the details are amazing. They're getting the next phase of the camp set up. The ox is going back for more timber. Oh, look at this. Look at this! Like, look at the details on the logs as they're building it. Look at that. I can't tell you how gorgeous this is. Oh my god. So amazing. So amazing. God. Can I go for a UI or no UI shot? Can we hide that? I want cinematic. Give me a cinematic mode, please. Oh man, and everything's on ultra too because my computer can actually handle it, kind of deal. You know, let's do 120 frames. I don't care. Oh my god. What's the way to turn off? Hold on, I'm learning as I go here. Is there a way to like turn off the UI to be able to get a screenshot for this game? Because this is gorgeous. Cinematic mode. Okay, Control C. Oh my god. Dude. Dude, this is awesome. Look at that. God. I love this game. I have sunk, I don't know how many hours I've sunk into this already, but this is awesome. There are, like I said, there are future planned updates for a lot of stuff. So I am super jazzed. All right, we're gonna speed up time a little bit just to make sure that we get this logging camp going and a few other things as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get a single family on here to begin working on doing stuff. Now, we can limit the work area, which is great. I'm gonna go ahead and do, for right now, this entire swath of trees right here. That will keep them busy for quite a while. And I want them to hopefully focus on the nearest ones to them first. We got the saw pit being delivered timber as well, which is great. And I want now the granary and the storehouse on pause because we want to make sure that we take care of our supplies. Because I want them to make sure that they have covers on them. Rain in this game can actually be kind of detrimental to their supplies. And rain does have the tendency to be quite frequent in this game. So there's that. I love this. I love this so much. Now, up here we have 0 out of 0 living spaces with 2 plots being planned. This +2 is how many that you can have. Or how many that are being built, basically. But I want the families to kind of focus on doing the stuff and things here first. Let's get the granary on high priority at the moment. I believe this ox is going to deliver over to the... Yeah, they're going to deliver the saw pit first because they were already doing that initially. So now the saw pit has what it needs over here to construct stuff. A new message. Ah, the Baron. Okay, I have heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who wrong me. Or who would wrong me. I hope that you will not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may have spread about me. Right back. You have no right to this claim. Send. Now, right now, diplomacy doesn't really do much of anything. It's kind of just that starting stuff there. Ooh, that was weird. Yeah, it doesn't really do much of anything. So... not really worth it 100%. But, ooh, we almost got the granary all set up. We just need one more log. And then the storehouse can do its thing. I'm going to put that on high priority. Come on, just a little more tappy taps with the hammer. Excellent. Granary constructed. We're going to go ahead and put in a family member right now to get the supplies that would otherwise be perishable over here. The storehouse is going to be next, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and undo these. And can we go ahead and start plotting out the rest of our houses here? I think we're going to go ahead and start over here first. We're actually going to do some long plots for these guys. And the reason is that we are going to set these guys up for some farming. Yeah, we'll do it like this. Set these plots up for farming. You can actually do farming in this game. Not enough logs. That doesn't surprise me. All right. Got to work a little bit more. But we'll have 4 out of 5 homes, which is great. Right now... that is what they're doing. They're getting the storehouse going. God, look at this game. That's the shot right there. That's a screenshot. God, I could play this all day, but I am not going to because we're going to go ahead and end the episode right here. Thank you all for watching, guys. We're going to get our humble little abode. In fact, we're going to go right in here into our development policies and production, which, again, a lot of this is still under development at the moment. I will go over how all this works in due time. We're going to name this the region of Gondor because we can. Storehouse construction finished. Let's get a family in there so we can start moving supplies over. Thank you all so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to hit a like on this episode if you like the video. Helps out in the algorithms and content and everything. We also have, we are going to have a lot more content coming up very soon with regards to XCOM 2. We're going to be getting that back and rolling. I know a lot of you enjoyed the first 2 episodes. We got the 3rd one that is going to be coming out very soon, which I've already edited. I just need to upload, but this game is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.